Now, something is about to happen that has not happened for an age.
We're back. Welcome along to Jmacc Live. Woo! We're here on a Sunday evening, 32 minutes past 8, so not too bad on a Sunday night to be 2 minutes late. You can see there's fans going on everywhere. I look like a L'Oreal advert. It was really hot last time, so I just thought I'd get some fans out. Anyway, talking of fans, we've got 3 extra people here joined. They're not, I don't know. Anyway, 3 people to join us for the Tale of 4 Wargamers once again. Welcome to the stage. It's John from Jmacc's Armies of Middle-earth. Greetings, John.
Hiya.
John's not feeling very well.
No.
Is it self-inflicted or otherwise? Self-inflicted.
No.
Jack's also here from Melton in Middle-earth. Welcome along, Jack.
Thanking you. Hello.
Yeah, welcome along. It feels very Halloween vibes where you are. There's like a kind
spooky.
Is it like a candle behind you, and then like No,
it's the neighbours.
Oh, okay.
If you zoom in, you can see what they're watching on telly. Yeah,
and there's also quite disturbingly the crown of Morgul just over your right shoulder, which is a little bit spooky in the dark. Yes, exactly.
Just a little bit, yeah. I want to get some LEDs in that at some point. So
yeah, some maybe green. A green. You need a purple one there and an orange one on the other side, just to be annoying on YouTube. And finally, we also have Alex from Battlecamper. Greetings, Alex, showing off the illustrious music studio and production suite there. Look at that.
Yeah, if only I used it. It's just for show nowadays. My fingers have degraded. The muscles are gone. The arthritis is setting in.
I haven't played on my drums for over a year, which is very, very sad.
Yeah, not that, of course, we'd know about.
I thought you stormed yourself 10 minutes ago.
I promise, God, Harry, because you've just said the word drums, you've just extended that joke's lifespan by another 5 years.
I died a little bit inside just then, as I know that all the comments are going to be about drums now. But
yeah, that is totally true. I regret it immediately. Please do not comment about that. Anyway, welcome back, everyone.
Just made it even worse again.
It has. Welcome back, everyone, though. All of you guys for the Tale of 4 Wargamers. We were last here at the tail end of August, I believe it was a 30th or 31st, something like that, with this express intention of building 4 armies by Christmas. I think we said we'd aim for 600 points or maybe 800 points, I forget now, and that we would have 3 months or thereabouts to do it. And this month that has just passed, so September, was our first efforts building, painting, producing content for our armies and planning armies and doing all that sort of stuff. So we shall see how successful our hobby efforts have been this month. Looking at Jack and looking at John and Alex, the faces do paint 1,000 words. So anyway, welcome along, guys. First of all, how have you all been? Have you done much hobbying generally, or has it just been focused on this effort? Is there other hobbying you want to talk about before you talk about the Tale of 4 Wargamers? Who wants to go first? Shout at me.
Go on, I'll bite.
Go on, Jack. Go on first.
I have done absolutely bugger all as far as Middle-earth goes. I have been tinkering with some Games Workshop stuff, which has been a little bit of old world stuff.
Oh yeah.
Gasp, shock horror. Yeah, it's not for me. It's for Mr. Jeremy Wong. Yeah, absolute legend. I don't know whether it's a secret or if it's a public thing. I won't say what he's got me working on, but I'm working on a big project for him anyway, which is really exciting.
Because of course you do commission painting for people who aren't 100% aware.
Yes, yeah. So this one's going to keep me busy certainly until the end of this year and probably into the spring as well.
Oh wow! Okay.
There's a lot. So I will. As soon as I've got the green light from Jeremy, I'll share some details on that. So
amazing. Well, we saw a little glimpse of what Alex's progress has been, but I gather you've also been delving into other projects as well and other game systems. Is that right? Alex,
sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That from you as well.
Yeah, indeed.
I was focused on my cat's butt, obviously.
Indeed. As were we.
Yeah.
All.
Yeah. So, as you should be. I've been playing a lot of Old World recently, and I've been painting Wood Elves for Old World. So I've got 16 Glade Guard on my desk. I must admit, I was normally these things, these Tales of War Games or whatever, are great for like hobby motivation. I didn't need the motivation this month, so it did feel like a little bit of an imposition. But I then absolutely adored painting the 2 models, which obviously we'll get to later. So it did actually work out quite nicely, and it's just turned out between cramming my Glade Guard and the bears, I've probably done more hobby this month than I have in years. That's
brilliant.
Yeah.
Is it because you haven't done it on the road? Because I know obviously usually you do your hobby in a very condensed period of time over on a road trip.
It definitely helps not being on the road. As much as I hate to admit that, it definitely gives me more time to focus. Also because I've just not been filming it. I rarely hobby. Usually I'm painting up stuff that is going to become a video. And that, as I'm sure everyone on this call knows, it takes up a shocking amount of time to faff about with the cameras and stuff, and really inflates your painted time. I think I've been obsessed with European Universalis 4.
Shut up.
What did he say?
Tell that he's just Chris saying it doesn't take a long time to faff around with a camera, while faffing around with a camera in the most distracting and wobbly way that you could possibly do it, John.
So John, obviously it depends on the quality of video you want to put out. If you're gonna put out a 16-minute one shot of you holding a camera phone at your navel, pointing upwards, going, "Oh God,
it's a new style, man. I'm not fucking editing anymore."
Yeah.
Actually, why have I got my headphones on? I'm just listening to my phone.
Anyway, Alex, that's exact. We'll obviously be delving into everyone's hobby journeys in a minute, but that is interesting to hear that you've been really motivated. I hope it's not because you're working on Old World rather than
like I said, the bears. I got really into them actually, and I must admit, I started this month thinking I kind of regretted doing a slow grow because I really wanted to do the Old World, but the Bjornings did sort of steal my heart, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing what I've done, and I've got a few more on the go, so no regrets at all.
Excellent news.
Plus bears, what's not to like.
Exactly. Well, that's fantastic news. And finally, John and Bucky there, your hobby content. I mean, if for people who don't watch Jmacc Armies of Middle Earth or whatever it's called these days,
I won't.
Is it back to Armies of Middle Earth? I think it is, isn't it?
Fuck knows, mate. I don't know.
You have been not just doing a lot of hobbying, you've been vlogging a lot. You've been doing a series of videos like every day, which is gargantuan.
I was trying to do that the trend thing where they did like a daily vlog. So I did that while I was finishing off that high elf commission. And then because I moved house in the last 2 weeks, well, this last month I've not had much time at all to do anything. I don't even know where my Candish horsemen are.
Right, so you've lost the miniatures.
So I've lost them in the move. But I did paint up my other set of dismounts for this month. So
we'll see then.
I painted about 220 points.
Oh, right.
That's two chieftains on foot, and then was it 9 guys in each 18 guys?
That's there you go.
I don't have them all together in the photos because I can't find the first half that I've painted.
Well, hey, look, you've done well. You've done well, and we will see your stuff in a bit. But we are going to start. First, I'm going to go delve into the comments, just say hello to some people who've joined us, and then we'll get into Jmacc, because Jmacc, if people will remember, I probably should have established we've got 4 Wargamers. We're all starting different armies. Jmacc's army was the Rohan army. John is Candish army. I'm Harad, and Alex was the Bjorning. So in case anyone had forgotten, but we'll delve into that a bit more detail in a second. But I do want to say hello to some of the folks that are joining us. Hello to Frederick Schultz, to Jamie Ilano, who's painting Helm. We'll talk about Helm in a minute. David Miles is ill. I've been ill as well. I've had all sorts of illness, but welcome along.
I've had a few of them.
Yeah, indeed.
Comments.
Look at this. 3D Games is in. Welcome along. Mark Newman's in. Hello. The Moaning Carper just says the letter E. Not quite sure what that means. Evening Nerds he follows up with. Hello to Jody. Let's go to Tom Rolls. Good morning from 3D Games. Very keen on seeing these Bjornings, says Mark Newham. Interesting. We've got some excitement building ahead of yours, Alex.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Sneaky Beak is excited. James Wilson is in. Gil Hooley, hello. Harrison UTV, hello. Ricky Drinks Paints. is in, and so is Microforge Minis. Gosh, morning from Australia, he says. Big drum enthusiast says Gil Hooley, so the drumming begins. Badum Dum says Moaning Carper, excellent drumming action from David Miles. Oh my God, is John doing 4 while you guys do 1? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, John. You rack it through your army, so you might as well.
Normally, I would have painted a full army by now, but because of the house move, turns out I am fallible.
Yeah, you are human after. You are human after. Well, I'm not convinced by that.
He might be fallible. Let's not
pretend he's human.
Inflate my ego anymore.
Woody Rex in. He thought this was an MESBG stream. Don't worry, we'll get there. I know there was some old world content, but we'll get there. Stephen Bonnell's in. Welcome along. Alex modding cars. Yes, of course. A 40k video. That was quite something as well. Bucky, Ricky Drinks Paint says.
With John's assistance.
With John's assistance. And iWing is in. Greetings, Eric. And the banners as well. Hello all. There you go. So lots of people in. Welcome along. Thanks very much for joining us. On an auspicious weekend, because this weekend was, of course, the release of a few different bits and bobs. I know Jack has got some bits and bobs brand new in the purchases. We'll get to them in a second. But guys, Alex, did you pick up any of the bits and bobs? Were you even slightly intrigued by the bits and bobs?
No.
Great, thanks for that that's really supportive of the content creation here. Just a no, that's great. Lovely. Carry on. What about yourself, Alex? Did anything pique your interest?
Oh, the miniatures definitely do, but I don't need them just yet, so I will get them in due course. Not massively interested.
I'll definitely get them eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The dice I really wanted, but obviously Dicegate occurred. I
didn't really understand that.
To order.
Imps Gaming has got like 100 boxes of them, so just get them from there.
Well, I'll literally do that while we're on stream because
honestly. Yeah, well, I mean, if I had an affiliate link, I'd be blasting it to you, but I don't. But yeah, I'm sure if you just Tribesman dice or whatever they got loads in. I think there was. I
don't know what happened on the games because they've sold out online everywhere that I normally go to.
They've got 14 in stock at Hill Tribesman dice set, and they're £11.25, so that's cheaper than most places, I believe.
That's really good. I'm literally on there right now because something went wrong with the Games Workshop website. I don't know what it was.
They cocked up. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just that they didn't order enough. They didn't make enough. So it let me process the transaction, but then kept on saying after it had processed, kept saying failed, try again. And so I did it like 3 times before I realized it had charged me every time. So Games Workshop took like I don't know, like 150
£10 million,
isn't
it? The going price of dice these days.
Yeah, well, it was a lot in dice sales for items they were never going to fulfill.
Well, that's annoying. I just bought.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it came back, but they didn't keep it. But
I don't tend to buy dice these days, to be honest, because they're just they're just so expensive. Like
they're so expensive.
I just get my own, mate.
Fucking dice.
Yeah. I think they're worth buying if you're going to resell them, and that's probably about it. But
my very large box of dice that I'll never use or touch and that will never bring me any joy would beg to differ.
Oh, well, there you go. Excellent. I know some people are talking about theirs, that their purchases, somebody else has been hit by the dice problem, but they are apparently in on every LGS web store. But to bring things back on track, I didn't get any dice, but I did get the book, which we'll talk about in a bit. I did get Leaf, Freylaf, and Olwyn, which I'm very excited about.
Ooh.
Shiny box. And actually, unlike you guys, I did paint Haleth and Hammer. Haleth and Hera recently. So I have a strong intention to actually follow these through because Tim and I are going to be doing some scenario play for Entmoot podcast as we did with Ringo. So we'll be doing that, which is very exciting. And I also got the Helm Hammerhand because he's awesome. But more on that, Jack, because I know you've got some stuff because you are starting Rohan. So should we kick off with you sort of setting things up? Because I have a video clip to play, Jack. Whenever you are ready, tee us up for said video clip.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you want to just go for it straight in?
You want to go straight for that, and then we'll go from there.
Excellent.
Lovely, no context at all. This is going to be really entertaining. Hopefully, people understand what is happening in this very short clip. So, Jack has spent the month producing this piece of content for us, which is brilliant. Here we go.
A whole month.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I did that wrong. Hold on. Add to stage. Here we go.
Hello.
All right.
Who is it? Cat Darlington? Oh yes, it's me. It's me, Helen. I am called this thing. I'm called Helen.
She's called Helen. She's not called Helen.
Oh, nice to meet you, Helen. Hello. I've come to buy a new model, please.
Okay.
Have you got any new models?
I do.
Can I have a look at your range of wares? Thank you. Yes, I'd like that one, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
I hope she has better prices in Games Workshop.
£10.
£10.
She does.
£10.
£4.
Deal.
Okay.
In human money, is that not enough?
Oh no.
No. Would you like some elf ears instead?
Oh, don't haggle down from a tenner. You already had a bargain. Just go to the cash machine.
Those are high quality elf ears, I'll have you know.
I love that. Excellent content from
Got your
Jack.
speech stat up there.
Yeah. So Jack, for context, in case anyone didn't quite understand what was going on there, that was you purchasing the model.
That was me purchasing this beautiful segue to Helm Hammerhand, which I'd say I haven't opened it. I tore the corner off it because I got excited, and then I was like, "No, I should wait. You should wait for this." So I will unbox it now.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
just so you know, Jack, we've got lots of "That's adorable," "That's so sweet," "That is just the sweetest," all that sort of stuff. So
not be deceived. She has been an absolute horror for the past week. Never mind the terrible 2.
I don't believe that for a second now.
3 is an absolute trial, but she's been lovely to
see.
No,
we do all the negative comments.
Yeah.
Well, just go on. Sorry, Jack.
I was going to say, I've got the new Helm plastics off it, so we'll have a look at him.
I'm just going to also, because you did say something about child being a terror. I think this is probably the right time to show. You usually have an immaculate hobby space, correct?
I try and keep it that way. Yeah.
And this is what she did to it.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus.
Although
Christ.
I have a feeling the power drill on the chair isn't her responsibility though.
No. Admittedly, the power drill
wasn't her at all, was it?
I mean, looking at it, that's partially Tiger my daughter, and it's also partially my wife Holly.
Is this the having a toddler equivalent of farting and blaming it on the dog?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Well, so there you go. That goes some way to explaining why you've been a bit slower on the hobby front this month. But go on. Let's see what. So just I want your initial reactions. How are you? What are you thinking? What's the sprue look like? Can we see some close-ups? I know the camera is a bit dark.
It's a bit dodge, but we'll have a go.
Oh, look at that! We've got some sprues there. I see two hammers. I see two hammers.
Two hammers. I'd hope there's 2 hammers.
It's hammer time.
I mean, first of all, I'm just going to check that everything's actually there, because the amount of times that I've seen plastic kits recently online that people have had bits mismolded, which is a bit peculiar.
Really?
The last new bits I've had from Games Workshop, admittedly it was Forge World, but I had 3 goes at doing Birder for various reasons, and each time it was horribly mismolded in a slightly different place. And I know that's Forge World, but yeah, I've seen a couple of plastic kits where there's been bits that just haven't filled the molds for whatever reason. But no, he looks really nice. Yeah, really, really nice. It's got what I like about the new plastic kits. They've all got the option to have 2 different heads. What I'm actually planning on doing is using the spare heads from these to mix and match some of the kits. And that's because of the theme that I'm going for, which I'll explain about in a moment.
Yeah.
Don't let John catch you going without a helmet, though.
No. Well,
that's my next advice.
Some won't have helmets. Some will do. But yeah, I'm planning on chopping and changing the kits a little bit, which is obviously quite hard to do because the new kits are so particular with how they go together. Gone are the days of snipping heads and sticking them on the different models. Like the old world. Alex knows the joys. But yeah, no, I do plan on chopping them up a little bit and changing things just so that we've got something a little bit different. Because
well,
I've heard rumors. Speaking of no helmets, the reason that the new Theodred model doesn't have a helmet is because he got done for being a pedo.
Yes. Well, we're not. Nobody's 100% sure about that, though. It is true that he is a paedophile. So there's that.
Is that definitely true, or is this?
No. The guy who played Theodred was done in New Zealand for I don't know the exact paedophilia, but some sort. I don't think it was quite that, but some sort of paedophilia. Yes. And
convicted.
And convicted. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, let's move it away from paedophilia. Just it's not. Yeah. So
Jack, the BBC.
Jack, just remind us, because when we last spoke, you said you were doing conversions, and you just said you were going to do some heb swaps. You did a conversion here with Haleth, with the wooden steps, which looks really nice.
It does look superb.
And Haleth Hammer, I can't remember which way around they are. With the setting fire to the thing. So this is the sort of stuff you're trying to do across the whole army.
Yeah, so I'm wanting to make all of them look as though they're sort of in action a little bit more so than Games Workshop's cheap shit option of heroic rock for everybody, because how often does that happen? So yeah, I want them to be actively in a city that's under siege. The development this time from last time is that I've decided to shift the timeline a little bit 20 years back. So one of my probably my favourite model that I've never managed to get my hands on for the Middle Earth Rangers, the old Helm Hammerhand model where he had the sword.
Oh yeah,
and he was a little bit more youthful and a little bit less Father Christmas. And I'm wanting to do something similar to that with the plastic kit and make.
I might have a spare if you want it.
I would absolutely snap your hand off, 100%.
I'll have a look.
Awesome. No pressure, but if you do, that'd be sick. But yeah, my plan is to wind the clock back a little bit, and obviously the thing that I hope will be interesting with that is then because I'm doing the whole hero army, the heroes that I'll be using will be representing different characters or the same characters at a different time. So it got me thinking, like Leaf obviously is a young lad, he won't have been born at that point, so I might have him maybe be like Freylaf and paint him in a slightly different colour scheme, have him with the dark hair. I want to say Olwyn is the older lady. She could potentially be somebody else. She might be Mrs. Helm or something. And then like Hera, I'm thinking of doing Hera as a younger Olwyn. And then the two princes, I'm probably going to make them a little bit more generic and have them as just like either Helms, captains, exactly, or his right hand men of whatever flavour, and come up with new names for them.
Well, you could make them look like. You could do like a different style of Royal Guard.
That'd be pretty cool. I've just had an idea of literally just popped into my head. Potentially one of them could be Lord Thorn before he turns into a dickhead.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, I love that.
Pretty cool. Could do, because then I could paint them up in his coat of arms, because he's got obviously the Ram's Head sigil, so I could maybe do that on shields or something. I'll work something out.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's the plan anyway.
So it's shifted away from big, because I think when we last spoke, you were going to have like an all hero, like the Helm Hammerhand, the Hera, the Olwyn, the Leaf, and the two lads and Freylaf as like the all hero army. So now you're thinking maybe is it still going to be all heroes, but just at an earlier timeline? Yeah,
I'm still going to do still be all heroes, still using those same planned models, because obviously again last time I wasn't sure whether Helm was going to be out and whether the new box set that's got all the I can't think, is it 3 or 4 heroes in it?
It's 3 in 1, yeah, well, with including mounted ones.
That's it. So I didn't know whether that would be available, but obviously it came out at the weekend. I've not picked that one up yet. I'm planning on doing that for next month, but I'm now that I know I've got access to all the heroes, it will be an all hero mashup, just different names and slightly different faces.
I don't know whether this helps you at all, but in the new book, I don't know why I'm showing it that way. There's like a heraldry section where they've got like colour schemes for like Lord Thorn of the Wold and Lord Freylaf, Lord of Harrodale. So there's like suggestions or ideas for ways you could maybe do it slightly differently. I can, if you haven't got a copy, I can send you a picture of it or something. But there's like ideas for different colour schemes, which is actually one of the benefits in this book. I think it's the first time I've seen a new hobby book from GW, from MESBG anyway, in a while, where they've actually gone back to the roots of going, you know what, we should value the hobby section, and here are quite a lot of pages of stuff. So I mean, look, it's a very cheap book. It was £15.30 as a book.
You got all the Viags in it.
No.
It's
not got any new profiles at all. It's just scenarios and hobby content.
That's the only reason I didn't immediately snap it up, is that I was really excited when I saw the pictures of the converted Jmacc online.
Yeah.
Not worried about the fact it's not a new kit. I was just like, it's cool that they're doing a conversion. Has it got a profile? And it was met with a resounding no. And it's like,
yeah,
well,
there's kind of there's the picture if nobody has seen it. It's all in the new book, and it is quite an interesting. I haven't read all of it yet, but I'm trying to work out which barrows. But they've got like a guide to how to do it. So it is quite an interesting one. And in fact, I do have an old Jmacc kit that's seen better days, so I am tempted to do it. Maybe I'll give it a go at some point. But it is good. It's got like 20 pages of hobby content and 26 pages of like scenarios and other bits and bobs. But it's like it feels to me a bit like the old Battle Games and Middle Earth magazines, where it was very much focused on a variety of the sort of, there's a bit of game stuff, there's a bit of hobby stuff, there's a bit of sort of fluff and theme about different parts of the of Rohan and stuff like that, and there's just lots of nice artwork. I mean, there is quite nice art. I mean, it's all animated from the animated movie, but there's some cool stuff. Like it's double space spreads and stuff. I mean, you could call it filler, which it kind of is, I suppose. But it's nice. It's nice to look at. So if you're interested in the film, I think it's well worth it. And I'm going to play the scenarios. There's quite a lot of them. I think it was 11 scenarios in total, even though there's only 10 in the. Yeah, it's not bad. So I'm pretty chuffed with it. But yeah, and so that's really cool. So Jack, thank you so much for your section. As we mentioned, you haven't done loads of hobby content, but we should shout out. You basically just a month, was it a month ago now that you did a big tournament as well? So which was I think that was just before the last stream. But the dust to settle on that, and you've got more on the works as well, haven't you? So you've got a little side hustle doing that.
I was hoping to have a little bit of news to put up this weekend with regards to the next one, which is going to be in December, which is He Eats It by the Block 2. First GBHL 100 that I'll be running. The pack got submitted, the concept of the pack got submitted. Regional rep had a look at it, wasn't 100% sure, sent it to the panel, the committee, and it got declined, unfortunately. So I've stripped it back. So it's hopefully still going to be good, but it's not going to be quite as fluffy as I'd hope. Or not fluffy, just I'd added a little bit extra in just so that it was a little bit interesting. It wasn't just a straight vanilla.
I did, to be fair, I because I'm on the committee. I did see the pack, and it was wacky. It was wacky. It was cool. I thought it was cool. But I can see why everyone said actually. I think we need to tone this down a little bit. But because
I can understand why
you boring bastards.
I didn't do it. It wasn't just me. It was.
He said everyone. He said everyone. He voted it down.
No. But so you maybe you should tell Jack to just explain what was in the pack. So
the plan was initially to be a throwback to last edition, where you had a little bit more scope as to what armies you could combine for making your army lists. Because obviously this time it's very much you have a set shopping list. You've been sent out to get bread, cheese, and milk, and that's it. Whereas I wanted it to be, we can go in, we can maybe spend a 10 quid here and there and get some other ingredients. And I basically wanted it to be that you could combine two separate army lists into one army to cook up something really cheesy and do something a bit sweaty and a bit nonsensical. Because it's obviously the idea is that it's the cheesy event and it's a sweaty event, and it's a GBHL 100, which is obviously going to be a bit more competitive. But weren't able to do it, which is fine. So it's just going to be 1,000 points. Bring enough list at 1,000 points.
I think if you were to submit the same pack next year, you would have a more positive response. Because the league in general has been sort of steering clear from approving anything that sort of fiddles with stuff too much, because it's considered that it might be unfair on the people who perhaps don't have the mind to sort of meld things coherently or sort of efficiently at this stage in the game. So knowing the good stuff and the bad stuff, and it might not be that fun. Might not be that fun if you got up against somebody who'd come up with some horrendous combination of I don't know. I can't think what the Eagles and I don't know, whatever it is. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the reason for it. But it's a cool idea, a totally cool idea. It's a shame it won't. But 1,000 points is still pretty awesome anyway. So awesome. We await.
It'll be
pack being. I'm sure it'll be out this next weekend or something. There we go.
Fingers
So cool,
crossed.
Jack.
It's been the new one has been submitted. Yeah.
Excellent news. I'll just quickly dip into the comments if I can find out where it was. Frederick says, please explain the legality or lack thereof of child labour in retail regarding this thing. You can't buy Santa, it's too early. Bless her and her early 2000s prices, says Manic Insomniac. Very good. Activate Alex lawyer mode. Looks like my office, says Manic Insomniac. My little one has been trying to bat things off my gaming table. Tell me about it, Harrison. My God, it's awful. I've had to fence myself in, essentially, to stop the child like grabbing everything that I've got. I don't know how you manage it, Jack.
That's what I have to do with this guy.
Yeah, exactly. You literally fence yourself off, don't you?
Bucky is the size of a small child. So.
He is. It's massive. You can see the size of his head. It's the same as John. Harrison turn 2 was like, let's go. So there you go. Yeah, I can imagine. Cerulean Dave said it'd be hilarious if you opened it and the wrong sprue was inside. Cerulean Dave, that was... luckily, that didn't happen.
It's a Space Marine lieutenant.
Yeah, can you imagine another?
I'd be livid.
It's not a proper Alex and John show without mentioning deviancy. Excellent. The old Helm model is a beauty, a pride of collection. I must say, I'm annoyed that I didn't pick up that Helm Hammerhand Forge World model when I could, because it was a really, I think for a lot of people regarded it as one of the best, if not the best, sculpt of the whole range for a while.
It's gorgeous. I have it somewhere, but I don't know where, which is awful.
Oh no!
I then bought another one from abroad, and we just never arrived. We could never track it down.
Oh my God!
So I own 2, but can't find either.
One is somewhere in the ocean, and the other is somewhere in the ocean of shit in your house.
Yeah, and that's a big ocean.
Manic Insomniac's praising Jack's theme idea. Steward Robin of Loxley. I'm not quite sure what Stephen's mentioning that of, but thanks, Steve. Gonna give War of the Ring another watch tonight. Watched it in 2 parts last time, and I think it ruined it a bit. I think it's really good. I've watched it twice now, and the first time at the cinema I was a bit like, oh, is it good? Because there's sort of that tension. But when I sort of okay, yeah. Tell us what you really think, though.
Wank.
Tell us what you really think, John.
No, don't.
No, what?
No.
Why? No, you know what? That's not.
No, please.
Why? No. So why don't you like it so much? Is it because it focuses on Hera instead of the lore of Helm or something?
I just
See ya.
Stupid. Just
Stupid.
everything in it's mental. Like
Mental. Yeah.
guy jumping off Isengard's walls and all that.
That was great. That was fun. I liked all that stuff. It was reminiscent of Legolas
Just all
riding
the
a
lore
thing
was.
down the
They
shield.
said they weren't changing the lore, and then it's just like completely changed. It's like okay, brilliant.
It did compress the timelines quite a lot, didn't it? But
Anyway,
anyway,
there's like a story that they could have done in the first age, which was Haleth, where she
First
defended
age,
off against like all the orcs herself. And it's like, well, why couldn't they have done that?
I guess it's member berries. It has to connect somehow to the
Exactly.
the
I
thing
hate
people
that
like.
so much.
But yeah.
Hate
Anyway,
the member berries.
member berries exactly. Cerulean Dave says, "Boo! Was that Dragon versus Slayers doing that home look so good? Not sure that is. Bump the GBHL committee. It's our game. Play what you want. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Yes, very, very good. Freedom, Lamadan. Fencing is in the way. Fencing in is the way.
Yes, the way. Fencing yourself in.
Yeah, got it. Robin Loxley is in reference to the Coat of Arms hobby book. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. War of the Ring is definitely better than Rings of Power, though. Let's not start that one. Lovely. Okay, so good. We've got that one. So Jack's hobby progress perhaps on the lower side, but it's okay because let's follow it. But it sounds ambitious and we're excited to see the rest of it. But it sounds like Mr. Alex Temple is up next. Alex, tell me when to add the video to the situation, or would you like to tee this up? Remind us what you've got, armies, all that sort of stuff. Let's see what we got.
It's Beornings. This month, I could quite easily get to 200 points by easing myself in with Grim Beorn because he is 200 points. Yep. So perfect. Only have to do 2 models, and one of them's the bear, which is nice and straightforward. The only thing I'll say to tee up the video is it's great having it on your channel because it means that that I can use copyrighted material.
Yes,
and and it's you who.
On a wanky French film, is it?
Yeah.
So, roll that tape, I guess.
I watched the start, and the first thing I thought was, what? Well, that's copyright flagged up. Oh well. Thank you very much for that. Okay, here we go. Which one is yours? The one that says Alex Oktobervid. Here we go. Hopefully this works. So if we talk over it, it should stop the copyright, I guess. I don't know, probably won't.
Let's face it, you're not going to make much anyway.
Necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam.
Some quality blending here, to be fair.
The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life.
Oh, there we go.
They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities.
I don't know whether anyone saw that. It said 6+ save and knockdown on it. It's very good.
Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Now when you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear and you prick a raw paw, well, next time beware. Don't pick the prickly pear by the paw. When you pick a pear, try to use the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear of the big pawpaw. Have I given you a clue?
Was that Cocaine Bear at the end?
It was Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah.
I thought, Revenant, Cocaine Bear, similar vibes.
Very good.
Last night.
Very good. Cocaine Bear, very good. So Alex, there we go. And you've even got a real life bear right there in front of the thing with the paws.
Yeah, we're double bearing.
Just be careful of the prickly paws with the paws and all that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Apologies for leaving there. That was Bucky like turning my phone off.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But yeah, so Alex, obviously we've seen a video there of oh god,
yeah, that's a bit dangerous.
Cat paw almost took the bear out. But yeah, so you've been painting your Bjorning, and I think we all agreed that the Bjorning Grimborn in particular looks fantastic. Was it easy to paint? Was it enjoyable? What do we think?
The bear was obviously ridiculously easy to paint. I was a little bit disappointed. The only mistake I made is, so I did a lot of airbrushing, and I was quite pleased because, so I did obviously brown base airbrush, and then up to sort of tan colors on the highlights. And then I put a red ink or sort of reddy browny ink underneath and in the recesses, which I was really pleased with. And then I just did too heavy a wash. I did an undiluted Agrex Earthshade wash, which just got rid of so much of the highlighting and the low lighting and just made it look kind of monotone again. So I had to try and bring it back in the dry brushing, but it didn't I couldn't get it all back. So I was a bit disappointed with that, but I still think it looks really cool. I was really pleased with the detail on the face, and it only took about half a day to paint and start to finish.
Really?
Crazy
That's
quick.
very good.
I mean, airbrush and dry brushing, it just the body was done in an hour or so of actual work, sans drying time. The basing is what I thought really brought it together, though.
It does look great.
Red. Yeah, I was so happy, and it's so straightforward. It's just some autumnal tufts. This one is from these sort of autumn flowers here are from I think they're an Army Painter product. I can't remember. I'll have to check. But I just think they look absolutely incredible, particularly with like the red leaf litter as well, which just kind of brings the colors out. Yeah. This guy took nearly a week. It was ridiculous. He's not difficult to paint, but just because I really wanted to, he's going to be like the centerpiece. He's such a much nicer model than Beorn. I don't want Beorn to be the centerpiece. I want Grimbeorn to be the centerpiece. So I spent a long time on the non-metallic metals, trying to do like a textured leather jacket. And I've been trying to do these like as John described them, sort of pastel colors for the clothes, the trousers and the tunic. Is that what it is? It's a tunic.
Yeah, I guess so.
And like getting that, like the sort of whitey yellow, that took a while, and the skin took a while as well. I did that first, and I screwed it up a few times, and I was like close to giving up. But again, I just think like I was sort of done with him, and I was like, he looks all right, he looks fine. And then I did the basing. And I was like, oh, actually, that just makes it. It really, really does change the game.
Well, that's what they say: bases and faces, isn't it? It makes a big difference. And I mean, we can just about see it on the camera here, but even in the video, oh no, it's gone bluey. I can see you trying to focus on him himself. But I think because I saw just in the video, we saw the lines that you're sort of painting on the leather and stuff as well, which just to make that cracked leather look, which is I thought a really nice detail. Lovely work. Yeah,
I was really pleased with that. So I took some little hints that just to give credit where credit's due. I did the sort of grain on the wood, which I've never done before, but I know that you do that, Harry.
I do badly, but yes.
Well, badly or not. I mean, I wouldn't say badly, but anyway. So I just thought I'm going to do that. Let's give that a go as well, and I'm really pleased that I did. So thank you for that.
That's really good. Yeah.
And
I mean,
John,
to be fair, with the grain on the wood, sorry to interrupt, the grain on the wood thing is very much if the detail is there on the wood, it looks amazing if you do the grain. But if it's like the old Rohan warrior spears, it just looks awful when you try. It's so hard. Yeah. You need to be really good at painting to be able to do that, and I just can't do it. Yeah, John, we asking John something, sorry.
No, I was just saying, so John introduced me to the AK Interactive Ultra Matte Varnish, which was... featured in the video, and oh my god, it changes the game. So I mean, this guy, he came out so shiny. Unfortunately, when I was doing the glazing, on the coat particularly, I did the sort of scratchy checkered pattern thing, and then I glazed it a few times with Reichland Flesh Shade to get some red color back into it, and it came out so shiny, and the boots were so shiny. You can see it in the video, even with just a single wash of Agrax, it looked awful, just completely ruined it. I put one big heaping dollop of that AK Interactive Ultramat on it, and just saved the whole thing. It was fantastic. So thank you, John.
AK what?
I can't use it. AK
Interactive Ultramat Varnish.
Ultramat Varnish. Oh, that's interesting. Well, because
I must say, you can just paint it on my brush.
Because I think I mentioned earlier I did a painted Haleth I used an old Reichland Flesh Shade, which is the glossy one. On the leather. I thought on the leather it might look okay with the glossiness, and it does have a lot of gloss, and I quite like the shininess on the leather, but I might knock it back a bit. That was great. That was fantastic. Oh god, Cat almost rolled onto Bjorn.
She was close. She's going to destroy it, and I will be very upset. The reason I was doing space, the only thing I still want to do is, you might have seen it's become a bit of a trend in painting reels online, is particularly with things like Tyranids and stuff, is using I can't remember the particular glue, Uhu glue, to make like saliva. So you sort of string it from the teeth. Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, to saliva or blood. Exactly. So I was thinking of doing a sort of slivery more with Uhu glue, and I don't know whether it would be too much. Thoughts welcome.
I think if it wasn't overkill, then it'd probably be okay. But a little blob there might be quite good. Yeah, I think that. And excellent work on the hobby side of it. And Alex, I believe you've had some games with your Bjornings. Is that right? Have you?
I had one game with my Bjornings.
Okay,
played, Breaking of the Fellowship.
Okay.
And they didn't perform very well, to be honest. They did win, but that's because, I mean, that matchup, it was the Bjornings game to lose.
Yeah, I guess if you can kill one of the big heroes, then you're sorted, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, we both had pretty bad luck, but the Bears really struggled to win fights. I think what I learned was that it's a rookie error. The Bears aren't going to win it by themselves. You do need the Bjornings to be there to be pairing off the right fights.
I was going to say pairing things off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Particularly when they've got Aragorn and Boromir, who can cause some real problems.
Yeah.
So that was my error. But even then, you know, they can just brute force it. So to give you an example, Bjorn charged first, fluffed against Legolas, and then Legolas got like 666s by 4s to wound or something absolute nonsense.
Oh my goodness!
So he went down to like 1 wound and no fate in the first turn, but I still didn't lose a single model. That was bad. But then from that point onwards, just charging over and over and over again, and just churning his way through, well, hobbits mostly, but also Legolas and Gimli as well. So I think it's a swingy list, but it was a lot of
I can
fun.
imagine. I know we were talking about this off camera about the build of the list. I know you said you've got. Did you just buy them as a bundle pre-made or something? Because I was wondering. I think we were talking about whether you had bows or not.
Yeah, so I bought because they've been out of stock for months and months now. So I bought them as a secondhand lot. I must admit, so they needed a lot of work. I'm not entirely convinced. I'm sorry if the person's in this chat. So Beorn, the man model, and the bear, they were both off. I was going to put this into my video, and I didn't because I thought.
When you say off, what do you mean off?
Really thick mold lines, really thick, awful mold lines, and bits of flash. So the side, I'm going to switch back to the bear. So the side of his face here, you can still see it a little bit. There's this line that ran down there, and it was this awful, like it's like the top half of his face was. Oh, sorry, you've gone. Yeah. So like this top half of his face here was probably about 0.5 millimeter further. You can still see it just above it. You see he's got his lip here, and then just at the top there, you can see where the wash has settled in this little crevice just below the wrinkles on his cheeks. Yeah. That comes after a lot of like green stuffing and mold line removing. And there's still I couldn't get rid of the whole thing. But before that, there was this huge line there. I had to fill a lot of gaps around his ass and around his legs, and some of the fur is green stuff.
Filling gaps in ass.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
fucking joke race itself.
I don't know whether that was this particular model or whether that is something to do with the mold in general, but I haven't had the same issues with the Bjornings. It's just been on Beorn, but it has been on Beorn, bear, and man. So it took a lot of work, and that wasn't much fun, to be honest.
Yeah. So just to get us back on track, because I know that pleasing hobby diversion there, love it. But I was asking about the bows. Did you have bows? Were they already pre-bowed for you?
Yeah, they'll take bows. I know John doesn't rate them. But two things. First, they look cool. They just look cool. And I want them because they're some really lovely models. If you don't take the bows, you've got a real dearth of variation in variety in the models that you can actually build. Yeah. And also it was fun. I can see what John. I must admit, I hate to say this, but I can see what John's saying. Particularly against the Fellowship, I was like, oh my god, do I want 3 of my 10 Bjornings sat back when I'm desperate to have any models in range that I can to sort of pair things off.
So but then on the other hand, you've kind of paraphrased John's argument before we've heard it, and I'm intrigued at what the debate, because there is a debate as to whether to have Bjornings have the bow or the great axe. Is it? It's like, so you either have a two-handed weapon because you're burly, or you have a great bow, which is strength 4. Is it a strength 4?
So it's a crossbow you can move and shoot with. Yeah, so you and it's
you're never going to have the numbers you need to contest any shooting army. So there's no point.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
maybe have a cheeky one to shoot horses or something. But
yeah, go on, Jack.
I mean, admittedly, in my last game with them, it really was a complete fluke. But I had a single bowman. Well, I run a single bowman at 500 points. So I did 1 bowman, 4 axemen, both bears, because why would you not take both bears at 500 points?
Of course, yeah.
And obviously, and I was against Halls of Thranduil and all of the Mirkwood elves and Legolas and Palace Guard and all of that gobbins. And one Bjorning managed to take all of the fate and the wound off Legolas, which was just absolutely hilarious, and then proceeded to survive the game purely so that he could stick 2 middle fingers up to my opponent and say, "You can't catch me." And we were playing on a lovely woodland board. Obviously, everybody gets woodland creature, but I was like, I'm just going to keep hiding in the woods. And we affectionately named him Errol, and he went on holiday and he had a great time. But aside from Errol's efforts. What the fuck was going on just then? Sorry, I looked at the desk and then looked up. And
Sorry, has John taken us into the bathroom?
Yeah, I'm going to mute him just in case.
I thought I'd just sort of look at his gusset or something.
Sorry,
yeah, anyway, I really rate bows. I think they're really good. And
yeah, I mean, because on the face of it,
him so he doesn't argue with me.
on the face of it, I can see the point of having, because in most armies you should have some bows just to keep your opponent honest, make sure if you can decide the place the lines meet, then they can be good. And strength 4 bows are pretty good. Do they hit in 3s or 4s?
3s, I think.
Hitting on 4s. But then
hitting on 4s.
I'm pretty sure they hit on 4s for the Woodsman and 3 for Grimbjorn. But
okay,
I think pairing them with Grimbjorn, you've actually got a pretty nasty gun line. Because as I was saying offline earlier, if they were crossbows, everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, you need to take as many crossbows as you can. Crossbows are shit."
I think the difference is that most of the time with crossbows, you're taking like Urukai crossbows or something, and they're like 10 points a pop. And the alternative is an Urukai who is strength 4, whereas the alternative is a burly guy with a +1 to it. So I guess it's like when you've got so few models in your army, I don't know what I'm sure people in the chat will probably have opinions about what you should take, but I certainly I can get behind the idea of having some bows just because your army looks cooler, which is that's reason enough.
Yeah, I mean, even if it turned out it's not the optimal option, which I can see the logic. You've got so few bodies on the ground, but I'll never not take the bows. They do look pretty boss.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're in up against someone who's got very few bows or none at all, then having a few bows is great because then you can tell. Yeah, you basically keep shooting them until they charge you. Yeah, which is good. But...
That's it. And I think there are some of the new scenarios as well, like the escalation. I can't remember where you've got to get the fortification points, stuff like that, where they incentivize you to go and capture multiple points at the same time, which means you probably are going to have a couple of models that aren't going to be in combat. And are going to be sat there, and they'll add value by basically going and doing some shooting. I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to go take my dog out.
Dog out, yeah. Kiwi are off
diarrhea, and she's whining at me, which means she's probably about to do a very liquidy poo.
Right,
so
okay, you do that. We've already been to the toilet once with John. I'll drop Alex out for a second, so we don't have to see the dog shitting in the. Although actually, I'll keep an eye on in case he does, because no, it looks like Kiwi has not pooed. No poo there at all, but an empty chair. Anyway, so I think that means we move on to John's success or lack of success with hobbying. Lack of, I think. So just remind us, John, you were meant to be doing a Candish army.
Yeah.
We have got a video clip at some point to play. So just tee me up. I haven't watched yours at all, so just let me know. And I will
just preface it by saying that I forgot I had to do a video clip, and this was like 2 minutes before the video. So
okay, should we just go into it knowing that and then see what happens? Excellent. All right, let's do it. Let's see what happens here.
Oh.
2 minutes before you were still in bed.
Harry's asked
it's
for
been
a
a
3-minute
It's been a bad one.
For the stream. I think this is all you're getting, man. What time was it? 6:30.
Oh, no, it was a bit earlier, sorry.
I've just been lying in bed watching Taskmaster all day.
Oh my.
This is quite possibly one of the worst hangovers I've ever had.
Getting old, man. I can't do it anymore.
It's a bad one.
It's the whiskey. The whiskey does it, doesn't it?
Shouldn't have had all that MDMA.
Does he develop into hobby at any point, John?
Or? New desk, guys.
This is your new area.
Fucking hell, this clip's only a minute long. Got another 3 minutes to go. And there's a floor rabbit. Look, I'm just gonna ask. Come here, Bucky. Come here.
You can probably just head it, to be honest.
Is it just rabbits for the rest?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cure me, Bucky.
Oh no, there is a bit. You can skip to like the end, the last like.
Oh no, John, we're watching the whole thing. We're watching the whole thing here. I like new house. Looks nice.
Yes, much better.
Huh?
Oh,
You're a
Bookie
cuddle.
Got a full hobby room now.
You what?
Thank
Got a
God
full
I
hobby
got
room
those
now.
canned warriors
Not
painted
scattered
last week
across the head.
and the photos taken.
Yeah.
So I just have to upload them to the... Oh, fucking put my foot in his water bottle. Ooh.
So these are the photos you've sent me. They're elves.
Oh. Oops.
And there
Oh,
he is.
shit.
Holy
I've done
Christ.
that.
I think you might have sent me the same ones you sent me last time. Unless I looked at the wrong
What do you think,
folder.
mate? Sweating, man.
Oh, God.
All these fucking mad chemicals my body's trying to get rid of. This is dire, man. Is that 3 minutes yet? 2.5 minutes.
Almost there, John. Almost there.
So yeah, onto the canned. I basically just was boring and finished my other chieftain and foot troops. So I've now got all the foot troops done. The reason I did that was because I can't find my horses anywhere, which I'm a bit worried about. So yeah, it's basically going to be the same photos that you seen last week, but just different models. Exciting stuff.
Well, look, if I'd have had the images there, I would have played them at the right moment. But
Well,
clearly,
I'll put them in now.
yeah, I've just seen them drop in
So
there.
this is the last thing that got painted on my old hobby desk.
Oh, that's. I mean, you know what? Usually you're such a quick hobbyist that I can imagine it's quite hard for you to not have delivered loads of hobby and shown us all up. Because you're usually very quick. So these are some of the things you've shown off. So there's a lovely purple and white Candish guy there. I particularly like the work on the banner.
That was the hardest bit, was trying to remember how I'd done the freehand all those years ago, like 2 years ago. So I was trying to remember how I'd done it.
How long ago was it that you'd?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's quite difficult. That, to be fair, to.
So that one there was probably 2 weeks. That one was 2 weeks ago. Trying to remember how I'd done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got there eventually.
Well.
Yeah, I decided to just stick with the colours that I already had, because I've already painted them. Why change colour scheme?
Yeah.
And do more work when I could just have. I think the yellow and purple works quite well, and the white.
Yeah, I think they look amazing. They look really, really good. Really good.
I did see a scheme I liked with the white and blue, but well.
I've just got another picture here. Out of interest, have you used the Candish in the new edition yet, or is this?
I've only got the foot troops.
Oh, so you need to build and actually properly paint them before.
Yeah, but I know they're really, really strong now. I think they're pretty strong. This chariot's got buffed.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, you can't kill the characters until you've killed the chariot. Is that right?
Something like that. Yeah, I think they combine the profiles. So you've got like 4d7 wounds or something before you get to the actual character or something like that. I can't remember the exact details, but they certainly look pretty strong. Maybe next time we'll have a bit more of a delve into that sort of stuff. But yeah, there you go. So that's a bit of oh look, just as Alex, don't worry, Alex, you've just missed John's video.
I felt compelled to stick around for at least the beginning of the video.
Yeah,
I'll catch up on how it ended later.
Yeah, you don't need to. It was delightful. But so thank you so much, John, for your contributions. I'm very keen to see, because obviously now you've got your new hobby desk. You with a month.
I need mine that can.
Yeah, once you've unloaded everything. That's
what
what
I can paint them in like a day.
I would like to see a video next time of you rummaging through every single box of your stuff in order to find the can.
Oh, then we'll get to see what other stuff you've got buried.
Exactly, yeah, other things that you prefer not people didn't see. Exactly that. So I guess with fatal inevitability, we move on to my stuff. But I do want to quickly delve back into some of the comments, because people have been having a bit of a rager about the contents of the book, the new book. So I'll get into that in a second. But first, James says, surely Alex should have done a road trip to famous bear spots like Paddington Station and 100 Acre Wood. 100 Acre Wood is actually would be really good. I'd love to see you painting 100 Acre Wood, where Winnie the Pooh is set.
That's James.
Meaning...
Why weren't you in the last stream? Because I had a week off and I just couldn't figure out where to go.
Both of those would have been really good. But hey, look, you've got a. It's not putting 100 Acre Wood's only in like Kent, so I don't think you'd have to go that far to go to do it. So you probably could be able to do it in a weekend. But there you go. Thank you very much for that. Maybe we'll see Bjorn painted in the woods. That'd be lovely. Who's Leo in this situation? I guess for the bear, that was I guess that's you, Alex. Is it being savaged by the bears, or is it your opponents? I don't know.
I think in the game that I played with Hayden, that was probably Aragorn.
Really? Oh God! Poor old Aragorn. Alex reintroducing bears into the UK, one Bjorning at a time. Bases look fantastic. Loved your non-metallic metal thumb. I think you had a painted thumb in one of the shots. You definitely do. You always have paint on your fingers. I think any painter, miniature painter, has paint on their thumbs, as I'm demonstrating as we speak. And blue. So, Frederick Schultz says, flicking through the journal as we speak, the lack of profiles on army lists is a big disappointment for me, even though obviously they said that they were not going to be in there. Though we kind of expected it despite the missing profiles, etc. But the hobby stuff is cool. What do you guys think about this book not having? I mean, as I say, they did say that it wasn't going to have any new profiles, or they strongly hinted that it wasn't going to have new profiles. But does that bother you? Does it, in some ways? I guess if you were never going to get the book anyway, or you weren't going to collect the army, does it kind of almost let you off? Go, well, this isn't for me because I'm not going to buy the army for just the scenarios, but might have bought the army to check if it's good in the game, or to see what I'm playing up against. Or what do you guys think, Alex? Do you want to
I would have bought the book if it had some profiles, and if it added
any. Yeah.
To it's to me, it's just like. It just seems like a big White Dwarf article for 15 quid.
Yeah.
I don't see how. I mean, you get. I think it's thinner than a regular copy of White Dwarf. It's got similar things in. I don't. Just seems like, to be honest, it just seems like a cash grab to me. It seems a bit cheeky.
John,
sorry. Sorry.
No, you can say what you want. Cash grab, yeah, okay, yeah. Jack, what did you think about the book?
I've not picked it up yet because, again, as Alex said, if it had new profiles in it, I would have grabbed it because I'm a bit of a sucker for that. As Alex was just speaking, it did make me think maybe it's a positive move away from them spreading things out in various different supplements, so you have to buy them all. Because obviously, if you want that one or two profiles from a new supplement book, if you've got an army that's only getting one or two updates, that book's going to cost you 35 quid if it's one of the nice hardbacks that we're used to. So, is it better that are they potentially going to condense things down a little bit more with the rules, and we're just going to get them more in when a new edition comes around? We'll get one big chunky book, or 4 or whatever it was this time, as opposed to the 8 that they did last edition. So yeah, but I think ultimately it would have been nice if it had been a little bit of a chunkier book with new scenarios, new profiles. There's so much stuff that they could do. But yeah, again, being very political, it's nice that we've got the hobby articles back, because that's
I think that's the main reason I am willing to back this book. Interesting, Jack, you said the same thing as James Wilson pretty much. He says he's okay with there being no profiles, much easier just needing 2 books for a tournament than having to lug around Armies of Lord of the Rings and X number of supplements, which I must say I agree with. Like at the end of the last edition, it did become a bit ridiculous when you were, I have all of the books pretty much every time I go to a tournament. It was like, gosh, this is a lot. But I mean, I can see the argument for the cash grab thing. I think, to be honest, I think it's probably something has gone wrong again, probably in the system. Like, we know that they should have been releasing the match play guide, the Armies of Middle Earth, probably all of the miniatures that we've seen sometime, late last year. It feels odd that we're getting this now, and this little batch of stuff that, like, we should have had the main character Helm and Hera last in December. We should have had, most of these characters when the big box set came out to sort of supplement it, to give us a big whole Rohan release. But something has clearly not gone right, and we've ended up with it 6 months later. So, and it feels like if you bought this book alongside the big box set, I don't think you'd be disappointed, because it's like, oh, you've got the main 4 characters from the box set, or like Targ and Wolf and and the two kids, and then you've got your book to do the scenarios, and then all you need to do is buy Helm, Hammer, Hand, Terror, and the other box, and then you've pretty much got everything. I think that's the idea, but and in some ways, as Jack says, it's nice to not have it in the same thing. I don't know, like all in to add to, like, say for example, they did add a new Mummock and the Wildman drummer who jumps off the big ladder thing, and well, what else would you add? I mean, there's only 2 or 3 things you'd add anyway. So just to get those 3 profiles, it would.
I'd say there's quite a few things you could add it, because you obviously got the new Mummock without crew. Then you've got the special Mummocks that did have crew. And there's 2 of those with different builds. You've got the drummer guy who's on the big siege tower. You've got a multitude of different hillmen troops that we see in the films that you don't get models for.
Yeah, you got the skeleton face people. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got them. You've got Haradrim warriors that are different. You've got there's an illustration book, isn't there, like a colouring book or something? It's got loads of concept art for all the different.
Yes,
troops.
I have got it somewhere. Yeah,
and that's
I think the other point as well. I've seen people say, sorry, Jack. I've seen people say that, like, you know, you don't want to have multiple books. And I get that, because I played 7th edition when one army, not multiple armies, one army required like the codex plus 2 separate supplements and then your rulebook as well. But the counterpoint to that is, I don't think we actually want to endorse a position where it's a prohibition on new profiles and stuff coming out between editions, because that means there's no models for units not currently represented in profiles in the books coming out between now and the next edition. Presumably we do, you know, like last year, whenever it was, we got the War in the North or whatever the last supplement was called, and all the Arnor stuff. That wouldn't have happened if we'd had a position of no new profiles.
But I don't think that's what this is. I don't think this is a sign that we're never going to get new.
No, do I? No, that's why. But I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. It feels a little bit like that's like, you know, trying to find a silver lining when actually it's like. I think we probably would have. I'm sure we'd have all have welcomed some nice new shiny stuff.
I think we would have. Well, I guess it depends on because if we had seen this book had arrived at the start when we had yet to have all of these plastic miniatures. We'd be thinking, oh, cool, we're going to get Helm, we're going to get Leaf, we're going to get Olwen, we're going to get Freyalaf, we're going to get, you know, or whatever it is. We're going to have a list. But because it's coming at the end, it's like all of these miniatures are now released. So we're expecting or hoping for something else when actually we wouldn't have hoped for new extra things. Because I think, although Jack has listed off a few things that I think you could feasibly add, they're all very periphery kind of things for what, as some people have already mentioned, is a very kind of minor film release that people aren't interested in, stuff like that. Like, I think it makes sense to do the main heroes, you know, and then some new troops, which is nice, but then that's it. But I don't know. I like the fact that they've gone with, you know what, we're not abandoning the scenarios. They clearly put scenarios back to the front and center of the game, which was something I was a little bit concerned when the new books came out, that they didn't have any of the Lord of the Rings or Hobbit era scenarios in the main rule books, which they had done in the previous edition, and you know, I think they had basically one for every faction, and here they've gone, you know what, these are important and they're part of the game, and they've also gone, here's hobby, this is also important, it's part of the game, but it's clearly not something they want to put in the main rule books. Which
how is it? Games are so inept at like releasing new products. It's like their only job.
Yeah,
I'd argue that the Arnor fucking
Angmar thing,
Angmar thing, just like completely killed all the momentum that the hobby had last year.
I think, yeah, it seems to me that they've gone, well, we've got to do this book or this film release or this thing tying in with the film release because it's, I don't know, maybe that was contractual, but maybe they thought, well, let's give it a go. We got to, you know, it's a new film related to Lord of the Rings. It'd be silly for them to not mention it. Although I thought that about the Rings of Power, but anyway, I guess that's the only. I don't know. They clearly are making a real hash of it, because I think in the last year, we've had the Angmar release, which was going to be out of date by December, and a PDF, and then it became a PDF, and then we've had a release which has been delayed. So yeah, maybe they should have just pushed it all back a year. I don't know. Anyway, I guess they couldn't because of the movie, but still, I think it's all very interesting, and the stuff in it is of good quality. Yes, it's essentially the stuff you might want in a White Dwarf, although it's got 20 pages of scenarios, which I think is really good. The hobby stuff is, yes, White Dwarfy, but I liked it. And they were not going to. They don't really put hobby stuff in White Dwarf that often anymore. So I'm not really. They just put occasionally, but not really. It's only like they don't like tell you how to build a. Yeah, they go tell you how to build a new Realms of Akshai board or whatever, like with plastic.
They don't put much Middle Earth hobby stuff in it. That's true, but they do.
They don't do any terrain at all, do they? I've not. Every time I flick through it, do they?
Since they've been doing Warhammer Community as like a blog, which I mean that's probably been going for quite a few years. Like the White Dwarf content has dropped off completely, and it's like they've split their attention between the two. And so you've ended up with getting like a free version, which is pretty good, and then a paid version, which is comparatively pretty crap. Because it's like, well, why would I pay what is it now, like £7 for a White Dwarf? That's just either regurgitated stuff that I could just see on the Warcom thing that week, or it's really not that worth it. Whereas White Dwarf used to be a must-have, but maybe that's just me being affected by.
I think it's been a long time because there was a period when I rejoined the hobby back, about a decade ago. White Dwarf was a completely different concept. I don't know if anyone remembers. It stopped for a while.
Yeah, the weekly ones, and then they had the
weekly.
What was the other thing?
Awful.
Visions.
It was all Visions was all right. I thought Visions was all right, but
I thought the opposite. Weekly was great, and Visions was crap. It was just like this.
The weekly magazine was nothing more than a catalogue of things they were going to sell that week.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted. I didn't want all this rubbish. Like they had like just pictures in the other one. It was like they were both. It was like a Vogue, but for toy soldiers. It was the exact opposite of what you're describing.
That's right. It was hot. Yeah.
They were both terrible, and they were unfortunately at a time when I was working in a Games Workshop store in Nottingham, and had to peddle them to people. And it was like
I quite liked it. I thought it was good. The weekly thing I really liked because they were. I mean, I've not kept any of them, which I guess is a sign that they didn't have that much value. But I quite liked it. It was like £2.50 or something. You could spend some pocket money on and get something tangible. But there's no value in that now. That those magazines would be pointless now because it's all on Warcom. So like
I mean, if you think they were £2.50 a week, so you spending £10 a month to get less content than what you'd get out of a £4 magazine once a month.
Yeah, but then you also had to buy the other one, the Visions one, which was like £10 a month, or maybe
12,
even more.
12 quid, 12 quid at the time. You think that
wasn't cheap, was it? Yeah, it wasn't cheap.
No.
Anyway,
Oh, sorry, Harry.
No, go on. You go. Final thought.
A last thought. I mean, Jack was saying he was working in a GW and having to flog them. At least when I rejoined the hobby, it was just before Warhammer Fantasy Battles was killed. And it was during the End Times campaign. And I remember going into multiple stores, and they'd obviously been fed the lines because multiple staff members told me to my face that that because the End Times was the biggest Warhammer Fantasy Battles narrative campaign they'd ever released, that there was no better time to get into Warhammer Fantasy Battles. I was like, you fuckers, because I fell for it and I bought a Vampire Counts army. And what they didn't say was that we're going to nuke the game in 6 months. Like the fact that those were the line they were selling was like, right, you've got to peddle Warhammer Fantasy Battles, sell the stock, tell people that this is a really exciting time, and they just fucking nuked it.
I think that was also when Jack and I were playing fantasy in the Games Workshop in Boston, because then we moved over to AOS, didn't we? And I was playing dwarves. And I think I
played EOS. Oh, Jesus.
Well, yeah, when it was started, because there was nothing back in those days. There was nothing else to play for me. I was like, either whatever people are playing in Boston or nothing else. And then I got a car, and then we started playing Middle Earth, and it was great. Anyway, we have seriously digressed, but it's really interesting. I like that. I like that there's a variety of thought here about the quality of the book, but. You don't need to buy it, so don't buy it. Anyway, interesting. Thanks very much for the comment, Frederick, which kicked that one off. And I think the comments carried on. So I think we'll just get back to the start again, because people are talking about other stuff. Make a rabbit elephant from a toy, says Harrison. I'll give it a go. Lovely. George Howell says, just shared this live stream with my new girlfriend. What nerdy shit is this? Welcome along, George Harold's girlfriend.
I don't think she's here anymore.
She's long since gone, and George is having a messy breakup as we speak. Right, right, okay.
Lost, George.
So now we get to the final of the 4 warlords. I feel like we've been slightly lacking in the actual warlord content because John has failed. Jack is currently doing his hobby now, but that's okay. We've had some talk, so hopefully we enjoy it. You'll remember, or folks watching will remember, I was doing it. Wow, look at that! That's Helm Hammond already. That's really good. Bloody hell! You've done that in the last 1 hour or less.
He's built, and I've built that one, which is one of the princes. Yeah, and I've nearly done Helm on Horse as well. Smashing through it.
By the end, you're going to have done more than a month's worth of content in just an hour and a half. But there we go. So I think last time I spoke about my love of the Haradrim, and in fact, I loved it so much I went and got the old supplement off eBay for, I think it was about 20 quid, something like that, which I thought was quite good actually, because A, the new supplements are way more expensive, and B, I think it would have only been about 10, 12 quid when it was released, so it can't be. It's not sort of massive premium off it. So, and it's in very good condition. Anyway, so the Harad, this was a fascinating buy because, for me anyway, maybe not for everyone, but it's where it first introduces the merchant guard of Abrakan. But note something: what can either of you or any 3 of you notice the difference between what the merchant guard of Abrakan looks like now and what it did then?
Make still full screen. I can't.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hang on. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh, missed the button.
Oh, there we go. Tasty.
Anything's jumping out?
Well, they're not there, are they?
Let's see. Quality's too shite.
So that is. Go on, John.
Watchers of Kana.
No, it is not that. Good try, everyone. You're right. There were no actual. I've just got myself massive now. You're right. There were no actual Abrakan guard in that picture, which is true, Jack. But the spelling of Abrakan is different as well.
Oh.
There's no H. Oh, so very interesting. And so the obviously there was a sort of, I don't know, a change of heart with the number of H's in the thing. So yes, Manic, something.
It's like the Journey into the East list that they've done. And it's actually the old lore. Mim and what was it? Munin and Jar went south. They even forgot their own lore that they made up.
Well, it was kind of a bit of both, wasn't it? A bit of south, bit of east, bit of south. Expedition to the east, I think it is, isn't it?
Joke.
Anyway, John, who is still hungover and high on cocaine or whatever it was that he was taking yesterday, is grumpy. So let's play the video of my quest. From last time, we saw, I think, my very first painted Abrakan guard, and now we're going to develop that into the rest of the story, which is here now playing, apparently. When it goes. I can't think.
Talked about my army of Harad. This is the test miniature I was showing off, and I'll be honest, I really like the mini. He looks great. The colour scheme is nice, but I've been looking into the old Harad sourcebook and found this page of the Merchant Guard of Abrakan before the Abrakan Merchant Guard were actually invented, and I found these little colour scheme suggestions. Beautiful looking purple robes with blue banners and blue spot colours. So I wondered whether I could recreate that look on these minis I've yet to tackle. Let's see which is my favourite.
Smooth audio transition there. Yeah.
So there you can see the original model, and here is the new one with the blue colour scheme. So the blue strapping around the ankles and the wrists. And I've also introduced this sash in the centre. So we've got this creamy, whitey kind of colour to divide up the purple and the brown, which I think really works well as a contrast. And actually the idea came from the Creamworthy of Heaven suggestion in the previous stream.
That's definitely that.
So that's what I'm going to do with the Golden King of Abrakan himself, except in reverse. I'm going to paint him mostly in the creamy whites that are from that movie with some splashes of purple. So really excited to crack on with the next stage of the project. But then something happened I was not expecting. I got a message from the lovely Curtis Hodgson, a big Patreon supporter and an all-round nice guy in the community. And he said, I have some Abracan Guard going spare that basically he needed to get rid of. So he offered them to me. Here they are. There's a picture of the models just there for some of them painted, so I'd have to strip them or repaint them, but still, he sent them off in the post and said they'd eventually arrive. But then weeks passed, and somehow they hadn't arrived yet, and then there was this pending thing. There was a whole series of messages back and forth of me being concerned that his lovely offer of free stuff wasn't going to arrive, and eventually, thankfully, they did all arrive, and in good nick, in the nick of time to carry on the project. But as lovely as that offer was, I had basically just finished the batch of 7 Abracan Guard I'd started with, and now these additional ones had arrived, and you can see me here decorating the shot with them. These have had the first couple of layers on them, but would I finish them in time? Worth remembering, of course, that while I am focused on the painting, there is plenty to distract me, including what's going into Archie's mouth.
So, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, what do we think? Did I finish all of the Abracan Guard and the Golden King? What do you think, guys? Yes?
I'm going to say I'm going to say yeah. Just
be a hero that we all need. Have some actual content done.
Well, to be fair, I think we were aiming for 200 points, right? So I had, before Curtis, which big shout out to Curtis Hodgson, lovely guy, saw the video and thought, you know what? I've got these. They've been sitting in the cupboard for ages. I'm not going to use them. These clear out. You can have them. And he just gave me these models, which I think you remember last time I paid on average about £7 per Abracan Guard for the model. So I was heartily disappointed to have to pay so much and then also get loads of free after that, which was amazing. So so I got these 6 models in the post, but that was only, I think it was only a couple of weeks ago now. So and that was before my tournament. I was running the Entmoot Invitational for charity a couple of weeks ago. So I've had a busy couple of weeks. But I am pleased to say I have painted some of those miniatures. Here's a video file of the current state of my videos. That's the wrong one. I was just about to play John's video again, which we absolutely do not want to see again. So let's just.
I do.
Here at the current state. Here we go. So you can see here, and the one on the very left are the ones that are pretty much finished, although need the base rims just touching up. And the ones on the right are the ones that are basically done. I've got white done, but not everything. And as you can see, Golden King of Abracan, decidedly not painted, which is really sad. And you might be able to hear a faint sound in the background of my wife watching Love is Blind or some other free cheap marriage program. It's absolutely awful. Anyway, so there you go. That's what I have been doing. And so I managed to just about get, I think it was 13 Abracan Guard almost painted, which is 130 points worth. And then I've got the Golden King, who is 120 points worth, but only the 2 Abracan Guard on the base are painted, and even then not completely finished. So I've got maybe somewhere between 120 and 180 if you count those 2 Abracan Guards as being worth 60 points. So I have failed to do the 200 points in this month as well, which is quite tragic. Almost. I think I did all right. I mean, I did better than good, though. I did better than John and Jack, to be fair. but yeah. So I'm really pleased with them, and this is, and because of the extra 6 Abracan Guard now, I've changed. I can't remember. Nobody will remember what the army I was hoping to do last time was anyway, because frankly I can't remember it either. But it's basically led me to change my army because I'm now not limited to just the 7 Abracan Guard. I can have 13, so it means that I can add lots more stuff in. So it leads me to my final thing, which is I've got a 1,000-point tournament that I'm heading to in in November in Hull, a one-day. Sadly, I don't think I could get to Jack's tournament because it is the week before the GBHL finale, which is a shame, and I can't afford 2 weeks in a row off. But I've got these 2 army lists that I want to now you to all look at and consider for said 1,000-point tournament. I mean, I may end up tweaking, but the question is, are basically in the new edition, you can choose to build your Harada army in 2 different ways. One is the Grand Army of the South, and the other is the Harad list itself. And I'll talk about the differences as we get them up. But let's get the first one, Army of Harad on. And this is...
There's a third way.
Yeah, you can do Legions of Mordor. Is that what you're going to suggest?
Yeah, and you can mix them with like Easterlings and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm doing pure Harad, because as much as the Easterlings would probably be much better because they're D7, D6 on the front line and stuff. But here's the army. So we've got... topping it off, a Mummock War Leader, huzzah! With 12 Haradrim warriors with bow in the Howdah. So the Mummock War Leader is the one that can cancel the first heroic that people call. He gets on a 4+. He gets strength 4 strength 8 tramples, I think. He's got the hide, the special hide defense. Oh no, the tusk weapons or whatever it is. And also he gets the Sigils of Defiance, which is the resistance to magic, and the 5-up or 6-up save in the Howdah, which is pretty good. Then we've got the Golden King of Abrakan with 7 Merchant Guard, 7 Abrakan Merchant Guard with an H. We've got 7 Haradrim with Spear in that warband as well, and 1 Watcher of Karna with Twin Blades. We've also got a Haradrim Chieftain with 2 Watcher of Karnas with Twin Blades, 5 Merchant Guard and 5 Spearmen, and then a Haradrim Taskmaster, interesting, with a Warhorn, a warrior with a Warhorn, sorry, and 2 Warriors with Bow and 2 Raiders with Bow for 49 models, 16 bows, a throwing weapon, which is the whip, and a Mummock, which is pretty cool. That's cool. Is that cool? Is that exciting you guys? What do you think? Just off the top of it? Yeah, you like that, do you?
Models with a Mummock's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and 12 of those are in the Howdah though, which does make it easier, I guess, to break the people on the bottom. But worth noting, the Harad special rules are Mummocks gain Harbinger of Evil, which is cool. They all models armed with poison attacks bow exchange it for poison attacks on all of their weapons. So essentially, if you've got a bow, you also reroll 1s to wound in combat, which is cool. And the big one, this is cool. Each hero commanding a Mummock can once per game declare a heroic combat for free whilst atop a Mummock. When they do, the Mummock will be affected as if they'd been the one to declare the heroic combat. So essentially, you get in combat, free heroic combat, and then blam, you trample out of combat with the Mummock, which could be very devastating. But that's pretty cool. And do people know what it is pretty cool, isn't it? Do people know what the Golden King does? We probably should mention that. That's a banner. It doesn't suffer the -1 penalty. He's fight 5, but he's got 4 attacks. He's burly, and he's got 2 points of might, 6 will, and 2 fate. And he can spend his will on.
Pay you $100 to fuck off.
Yeah, basically, there's 2 things he can do. One is that he can, when an enemy hero within 12 inches or line of sight takes a courage test, I can spend as much will as I want, and the courage test is reduced by 1, which is cool. The other thing is that if you're in combat with the Golden King and you win the fight, he can spend a point of will, and then you can't make strikes. So that's pretty cool. Fighting like Smaug or something, bam, spend a point of will. Ha! You can't make strikes to me. Ha! That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Teach those Smaug players, assholes. So there we go. So that's the kind of the specials. What do we think? Is that cool? We like that?
I like it.
Well, wait a minute, because we have the Grand Army of the South. Also 49 models. I don't know whether this is any better, but we'll see. This has Suladan, the Serpent Lord, the leader. He has 6 Abrakan Merchant Guard, 1 Haradrim Raider with bow and war spear, 10 Haradrim Warriors with spear, 1 Watcher of Karna with twin blades, the Golden King of Abrakan with 7 Merchant Guard and 8 Spearmen, and a Mummock War Leader with 12 Haradrim Warriors and bow. So obviously the big difference here is we still have exactly the same number of models, and I'm not quite sure how I managed to wangle that, but we've got Suladan instead of the 2... what's-he-chops, to the captain and the guy with the thingy, the guy with the horn and the whip. And the Grand Army of the South has special rules, basically none. They get a +1 courage to the army, and that's it. So that's it. But that means that I can essentially not have to take the Horn person and then get the models that I would have lost by taking Suladan, essentially, because Suladan's a banner. So we've got 2 banners, 2 bigger heroes, and you've still got the war leader. I think we have fewer bows, though. We have, 3 less bows. What do you think, guys?
Combating elephants much cooler.
Yeah, I think that as well. Like 100%. Yeah, like I immediately thought the combating elephant's amazing. So I thought that was probably the winner for me.
It's going to be like you're probably not going to use it as much as you might initially imagine, because people are going to swarm lots of models onto a Mummock. You only get 4 attacks, I think, with a Mummock. So if you put more than 4 dudes into it, it's not combat. But
you do need to have. There is a new rule though, that you have to have the combined strength of the models who charge into the Mummock has to be more than 10 in order to stop it from trampling, which is pretty good. It's a new special rule.
That's still only 4 men. If you think about strength 3.
Yeah, but then you can pair people off. So I don't know whether that's but yeah.
Cool though, isn't it? Yeah, you can try and pull people off. But yeah, no, I still think the.
Don't know whether I want to try and pull people off too often.
And the poison, 4 guys can stop them up now.
On a Friday night,
But yeah, it's better than the previous edition where it was just 1 guy charging the Mummock, and now you still have to pass courage checks with a -1 terror. So
you get the Harbinger as well.
Harbinger, pretty good.
Yeah, Harad is definitely the way to go. So many more goodies. Suladan's okay.
And the thing is, you might have seen this tray just sitting right behind us. I'm glad you suggested this, Jack, because it means I get to open this Haradrim box set, which I've had for, God, I don't know how many years. I must have had this for so many years. And anyway, now I'm going to tackle, before the next stream, as well as finishing the Abrakan Guard, I'm going to tackle the Chieftain, the Horn, the Whip guy, and also the Horn guy, because now I get to use my whole the hobby excitement. I'm not going to use the banner, I don't think, because I've already got the Golden King, but that's pretty cool. So I get to use them, as well as, and I don't know how many points that would be. That's 30 points, 45 for the Taskmaster, and 50 for the thing. So that's 85, 95, 127, 126, 127, like that. So that and the Watchers of Karna, which I need to strip from the old edition. Or actually, no, I've got some here. What are the chances? Look at that. They're right here. I didn't even know they were in there. That's really cool. How many have I got in here? Oh, shit, I've got 3. That's pretty good. Genuinely have no idea.
This is like finding a fiver in your trousers.
It is literally like, I just when did I put them in there? I genuinely had no idea they were in there. That's really cool. I knew there were some Haradrim Raiders. I found 3 Watchers of Karna just in the box with the. I thought it was just the Chieftain or the sort of command sprues and some Haradrim Raiders, metal Haradrim Raiders. But no, there were Watchers of Karna in there as well. But I've got some Raiders. I've got some proper old metal Haradrim Raiders, which are pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped about this. So that is basically my quest for next time, to finish the Golden King, who I'm still planning to paint in the kind of the last, wasn't Last Kingdom, it was the Kingdom of Heaven style. There goes John again. Which was the sort of white king with the white cloak and stuff like that. And I'm really excited about that. Yeah, because I got that was partially. I mean, I don't know whether you sort of paid much attention to the video, but the video I sort of suggested that I needed that white creaminess to link to the Golden King in some way, because I wanted the Golden King to be creamy. So I ended up, and I think it looks a lot better now. What's happened? Have you been messaged by John?
No. It's just for some reason now, the number of times you've said the word cream and creamy,
right? You're now finding it hilariously funny.
It's a good word. It's a good word in and of itself. I like that you like that the king was creamy.
Yeah.
I do intend to clip all the times you said the word creamy for my next video.
Sorry.
That one.
Oh, what's happened? Oh, a cup of tea arriving for Jack. This is all going wrong.
Cup of tea. Yeah, but Holly turned up silently in the dark, so I just nearly shit myself.
What a time to be alive. Well, there we go.
The creamy king.
The creamy king. Creamy king is in. So there we go. That's the army. So The pictures there show the state it's in, so we need to tidy up the bases. Big shout out to Curtis Hodgson again for providing the additional Abacan guard, and I think it's made my army kind of cool and spicy. It's probably not a competitive build, although the Abacan guard can do some killing because they're strength 4 with Burley. So we'll see how it goes at that 1,000-point tournament. You'll be able to hear about it in a future Entmoot podcast, and also probably on the stream we'll talk about it as well. So that's cool. So yeah, that's kind of my my shebang for this Sunday evening. We've done an hour and a half's worth of stuff. That's fine, isn't it? That'll do.
That'll do.
We managed to tick. We ticked the box. We did it all. So it's all good. So Alex wins. Says Cerulean Dave. Oh, I think so. Alex is the only one who's actually completed 200 points.
You've been one model.
We're doing 2 models.
yeah, that's true. One and a dismount, which I'm not quite sure that's accurate. But yeah, to be fair, I think it's a great achievement that we have all made it to the stream, even if we haven't made it in. I mean, Jack's muted himself and is looking backwards. Don't know what's happened with John. It's just gone black briefly. So you know, us being here is technically accurate, although you know. Not maybe in heart and soul all the time, but
a participation trophy basically.
Yeah, exactly. We get there. But look, you know, this is a fine example of how, as much as we love this hobby and will desperately want and be excited to do take part in this challenge, to do 200 points worth of stuff at the end of last month, and you know, we thought 4 weeks easy, do 200 points worth of stuff, but then look, you know. Some of us have been successful. Some of us haven't been successful. Well, one of us has been successful, and the rest of us have not been successful. And I think it's summed up hobby in general. But that doesn't mean we can't still enjoy it. So,
exactly
I'm glad that you guys have been here, and we will come back, you know, kicking and screaming next month, with the complete. John, I'm desperately, I'm so keen to see this video of you rummaging through your boxes of stuff.
God.
And it'll just be really interesting to see what else is in there. So, and I'm sure you can make an amusing skit out of it. Thank you to Alex again for your hilarious video earlier. You put excellent production value into it as well, which is brilliant. So there you go. So that's it.
And Cocaine Bear did some of the work.
It did, yeah. And also to Jack and Tilly for the incredibly amusing sketch that sort of warmed our cockles and hearts at the start of the stream as well. So that's good.
It was really carefully planned. A lot of attention to detail went into it.
It was great. It was
definitely
great.
Not last minute.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's what it's all about. I'll just quickly run through some comments before we close things out. So Alex sweats his videos, always a winner. Yeah. Harad Army special rules are really nice. I agree, Manic Insomnia. I think they are the winner. Grand Army of the South is fine in the sense that you can mixture and match stuff. But I think the Horn is a big bonus for the Courage +1, and the Heroic Combat from the Mummic is ace. So I'm tempted to almost go two Mummics at 1,000 points, but then I won't have anything to paint for it, so that's kind of pointless. Harrison UTV says, my whole family love Battlecamper videos, which is a testament to Alex, as that's toddlers to RAPs.
Get another one.
I already have 2 Mummics. That's what I'm saying, Jack. I already have. There wouldn't be any painting involved at all to do that. So we've got to do the point. Just do get another Mummic.
5?
Yeah. Well, indeed. But yeah, good on Harrison. Complimenting the Alex things. Jmacc says your army is blind to Harrison. Excellent. The Creamy King, very good. My Virgin Ears, it's all good. Mr. Cream, it's all good. That will be roll done. There we go. Top notch MESBG banter. The smiley one says definitely Harad, way cooler rules. I do
quite like Manic Insomniac's second comment. They just said they did it. They made the content.
They did it. Low bar content. We not only did that, but we also managed to. I mean, we originally were planning to do this last week, but by God, there was no way we were in shape to do this last week. Like, there was just not going to happen. John was mid move. Jack, you'd only just come out of hibernation. Like it was never going to happen last week, was it? So anyway, big thanks to everyone for joining us for the stream again. Does anyone want to plug anything events wise or otherwise?
Kiwi, your whole place.
No. So Kiwi's Kiwi's trying to plug her event.
Kiwi is singing the song of her people. She obviously wants to plug something.
Yeah. I would say Lord of the Imps. If you have the end of October month weekend free, then please do come along to Lord of the Imps. There's, I think, 7 or 6 tickets remaining, something like that at the moment. Alas, I think John can't come because you're up in Scotland. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm helping Teal here.
Yeah, I know. That's a shame. Ambushing Air. Shout out to
I
that
get,
if you're
I
in
get
Scotland.
the 8th free because I thought it would be the 8th. And then...
Sorry. No, the 8th is a Tuesday, I'm afraid. So
that first weekend.
I think you meant this weekend, didn't you? Which is when it was last year. But the Babby's had his birthday this year because he was born just around the time last year. So Jack,
our podcast. We have a podcast, Alex.
Do you? I thought you'd given up on that.
No, we haven't actually. It's just usually it's me that takes forever to do anything. This time, because John's been moving, it's a valid excuse, but still.
It was you! You didn't send me the fucking audio!
Yeah, it did take me forever, and I've just accepted it usually takes me forever, and I grant
you sent the fucking audio file, and it was
did.
fucking...
I know, I'm giving you that. But
and then it took you about 2 months to find
you,
the correct one.
And then after I sent it to you, it then took you forever, and then whose audio is it that screwed up this time?
Not mine.
Anyway, should we just move along from this domestic? Yeah.
I've got a quick plug.
Yeah, go on. Cast Into the Fire is a podcast that exists and it hasn't released anything except 40k stuff for a while. Jack, what's your thing going on?
Quick plug to say that there is a website for the Melton community coming really soon, hopefully this week. And the event pack for cheese will hopefully be coming this week as well. And then obviously in a couple of weeks' time, tickets will be on sale. So keep an eye out on Facebook. I'm not on YouTube. I'm on Facebook.
Yeah. Melton Middle Earth is a great page to follow as well, because we hopefully, I assume we will see any updates to the models that you are doing here there. So that would be good if you want to get the latest.
I'll be popping the new kits up soon.
Excellent. I think that's that. So I've got a podcast episode talking about the Army of the White Hand and the Eagles and whether they're both cheesy as fuck or not. That'll be coming up soon, probably middle of this or end of this week. So that's exciting. And I also take the road to Rivendell with Tom Bombadil to an event. That'll be good. John? Yeah. Bye, John. Bye, everyone else. Thanks very much for coming. We will return next time, and hopefully we have a full 400 points worth of stuff to talk about and some coherent content, unlike this time. Cheerio, everyone.
Bye.